Hello, Michael here with another Michael's Guitar Reviews. Interesting, nice, different one today. This one started out life as an amorphous gooey blob, but then didn't we all? It's an Ibanez or Ibanez, call it what you like. And this one is the EDC 700. This particular one was made in Korea, and I think it was made in 2001, judging by the serial number. They were made between 1998 and 2002. Interesting headstock, nice, a little bit different, bit of a tweak there, which looks quite nice. Two tuners either side. These are not the best tuners in the world. They're very typical. They're ones that you find on so many mid-range or even very cheap bass guitars. They're not great, but they do, they work. The strings you can see are all lined up nicely. It's got a plastic nut, a narrow neck, very similar to the jazz bass, if you like, very similar to those. It's also got a maple neck. Now, the maple neck you can't see because it's all covered in paint, but never mind. Rosewood fingerboard, traditional dot markers on the front, and those dot markers are on the side as well. Got a fairly shallow C profile neck, seems to taper down towards the body. Very nice, very comfortable. All the frets are nicely finished, no sharp edges there. The neck itself bolts to the body by courtesy of these 6 screws, and the body itself is what I want to talk about. It's made from a substance that's got the handsome name of luthite. It's actually a resin or a compound that's been made up, so not wood, although you wouldn't really notice when you're playing the guitar. One thing that I do like about this is it's been very nicely sculpted. So there's a lot of shaping gone on at the back here, and also at the front. There's the area that's been sculpted out just here below the pickups and the neck, for those who like to play slap bass. So you can get your fingers underneath and slap and pick and pluck and do what you do. And it's also got a corresponding shape here on the opposite side. You'll notice the horns on this particular one are very pronounced, but which gives it a great appeal, I think. It's got a really nice look about it. Everything's finished beautifully, smoothly. The fact that it's been made from a compound, a resin compound, means that it's obviously been possible to make a mould that's created this really smooth contour body all the way around. It's really nice. Weight-wise, it doesn't feel that much difference to a wooden body. It's got 2 soap bar type pickups. We'll talk about those in a moment. And the bridge is quite chunky. One thing I have noticed about the bridge, although it's got the individual string saddles that can be adjusted backwards and forwards and for height, and see on this particular one there isn't a great deal of break angle, so when the string goes over the saddle it doesn't go down steeply. It's relatively shallow, which can sometimes lead to a little bit of buzzing on the strings. It's got a nicely designed and thought through jack input there, which is angled so that you can easily tuck the wire or the cable around your guitar strap and it's out of the way, so it's not sticking out that way basically. Now, the controls are something we need to talk about. These are quite interesting. There's a standard volume, rotary volume control here, which you'd expect just clockwise increases the volume. Then we've got the pickup blender or pickup selector here, which has got a notch in the center of its travel, and turning it anti-clockwise will get you the pickup closest to the neck. Turning it clockwise gets you the pickup closest to the bridge, and of course if you put the two together you blend them. We've got 2 concentric controls here as well, and what I mean by that is that there's a wider circular rotary control on the lower part, and then inserted into the top of that is a narrower one, and this, in this case, fulfills two functions. The one at the bottom gives you the similar sort of control you'd get from a separate bass tone selector, and the one at the top more trebly. They are very fiddly in practice, because I don't know if you can see that in the picture on the video, but if you turn one, they both turn. So you've got to get used to holding the top one and manipulating it independently. It's fiddly. This one here is a parametric sweep. In other words, it gives you a change in the tone, which is quite marked. The one at the top is supposed to cut on and cut off, but it seems to me to be more like it's adjusting itself between the pickups. There is a notch in the middle, but I'll leave you to decide that. We'll have a go at the sounds and see what it sounds like. It does give you a lot of tonal variety. What else have we got to say? Colour's nice. It's a sort of metallic colour as well, which is quite attractive. Everything just feels nice and smooth on this guitar, no sharp edges anywhere, and it feels like it's quite well made. But what does it sound like? Let's have a listen. We'll start with the pickup selector for the pickup closest to the neck. So we're turning the rotary control round anti-clockwise. However, in this guitar's case, when you get fully round, it goes off. So we'll have to just stop short of a full anti-clockwise. I'm also going to select on the concentric controls fully clockwise on the lower one to give us more bass, and whilst holding that with my thumb, I'm going to turn the top one anti-clockwise. So we're getting rid of the treble, so we should expect more bass. I'm not going to do anything with this one yet, this parametric one. We'll deal with that separately. So here we go. And now let's bring in the treble. So I'm turning the concentric treble selector all the way around clockwise to join the bass selector. So we've got both bass and treble on full, just on this pickup here. Now then, let's move the control selector for the pickups just so that we can select the one closest to the bridge. I'll again have the tone control onto the bass setting and take the top one, the treble one, all the way back anti-clockwise so we've got maximum bass. And this is on the pickup closest to the bridge. Now, let's bring in the treble all the way clockwise, so they're both clockwise now, giving us maximum bass, maximum treble on this pickup here. Let's blend the two pickups together now. So the blender switch is now in the central position, so we should get both of these pickups together, and we've got tones, both the treble and the bass tones on full clockwise. I'll bring the tone control for the treble all the way off so it's fully anti-clockwise, and we've just got the bass control fully clockwise. Now, as promised, let's see what this parametric one sounds like. It's concentric, so both of the controllers do something different. We'll actually listen to them and see what they sound like. I'm going to try and play ambidextrously by having just make some sound with this hand and see what it sounds like when we change the controller. Here we go, let's see if we can demonstrate it by playing ambidextrously. Wow, wow, sounds like a cat. And on the top one, fully anti-clockwise. Big volume change there as well. This is with just the bridge pickup selected. And now going forward with just the pickup closest to the neck. Turn off the bass. And fully treble and bass off. So what's the verdict? Well, it's an interesting guitar. Nice colour, nice appearance, very wide range of sounds, and I gather you can get these quite cheaply second-hand. Well, they have to be second-hand now, won't they? Because they stopped making them in 2002, unless you're very lucky and you can find one that's been in a box all those years. It's a pretty guitar, it's very comfortable to play, it's got a very wide range of sounds. It may well be something that you would want to add to your bass collection, assuming you have a bass collection, but you know. Nice colours. They did various colours. I'm not going to try and remember what they were, but I'm sure the standard ones would be the blacks, the blues. This one, I've no idea what you'd call it. It's a sort of greeny grey, gunmetal-y colour. Yeah, but lovely guitar overall. Feels very nice, very smooth, well finished, metallic. Sort of an understated bling, I suppose you'd call it. But yes, it's a nice guitar. So, once again, this is Michael with Michael's Guitar Reviews. I keep going on about this subscribing lark, but subscribing makes a massive difference to the channel. It costs you nothing, there are no catches, nothing like that. It just means that the channel will become more visible to more people. Therefore, this sharing of guitars, which is the whole reason behind this, becomes more easy and more people get to come along for the journey, if you like. I'm always very happy to receive constructive feedback, constructive comments. And in the meantime, I hope you love these guitars as much as I do. And thank you so much for watching. So bye for now.